See these things here? Keys. See this color here? Green. Green is the key. You don't realize it yet, but green is the key. You see all the time you spend chasing money, chasing bits of paper. So you can go out and you can go and buy, new telephones and laptops and widescreen TVs and cars with rims and designer wear and brand names, all that stuff that you spend all your time pursuing. Do you know how important that stuff really is? Here's what someone said to me the other day. To check out how important that stuff is, start counting your money, the money that you worship so much. And once you're counting your money, hold your breath. And after about 60 seconds, you will realize what's really important. Because what we're pursuing is a bit of a madness. Consumerism, the lifestyle. I read the other day that scientists estimate that this planet has perhaps 60 harvests left. So anyone that's watching this, that's under the age of 30 years of age, you'll be here in 50 years' time when this planet is on finish mode, caused by decisions made today by business leaders and politicians who have got no long-term vision. Their vision is to just get into office so they can make some money. So we've just come off the back of what? Some election. 53 years ago, Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream." You know what? Last week, I had a nightmare. I had a nightmare that Donald Duck was elected as the president and Condoleezza Rice was the vice president. Imagine you had Duck and Rice. Duck and Rice, seriously. And they was creating havoc. And then I woke up out of my nightmare only to realize that people actually went out and elected Donald Trump. Elected an internet troll as the president of the free world. Can you believe that? But then when you think about it, we made that film back in 2008 to 2010, movie called Why Don't Black People Vote? If you ain't got a copy, I recommend you go and get a copy because that film is more relevant today in 2016 than what it was when we made it. Because what you realize is that when people of color, black people in particular, when they don't vote, you get shafted by the system. It's a local film. And the people locally in the UK, black people, we mainly vote for Labour. In the United States, black people mainly vote for Democrat. We're like lambs to the slaughter. When we go, we give our vote, we get nothing in return. When we don't vote, we get shafted. And when we do vote, we elect these type of crazy people who offer but don't deliver. So they said that this year, in the elections in America and the United States, the black vote for the Democrats collapsed by 7 million. 7 million black voters just disappeared from voting for Democrats. I mean, is it any surprise after 8 years of Barack Obama? Really? The man came into office and everyone was hyped up. And then what does he do? One of the first things he does is that he cuts the funding to the black colleges and universities. That's one of the first things he does. He delivers for all other groups, all other so-called minority groups. The one group he doesn't deliver for is the people who went out and put him into office. Imagine that. So the black vote for the Democrats collapsed. So when we don't vote, we get shafted. When we do vote, we can elect presidents. We then turn around and shaft us. So it's a bit of a bind. The saga continues. So you'd have figured that with 43 million African Americans, and my brother, when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, do you know where he landed?
Where he landed? He
landed on the Dominican Republic in Haiti, that island. He didn't land in America or mainland North America. He landed in the ocean. Yeah? But they say that he discovered America and he landed in Haiti. But today, they don't call Haitians Americans. They call Haitians Haitians. Yeah? So you got 43 million African Americans, plus you got Haitians. Then the island next to Haiti is Jamaica. In the United States, they don't call Jamaicans African Americans, even though it's part of the Americas. They call them West Indians. And then next door to Jamaica and Haiti is a place called Cuba. Commandant Castro passed away. I'll smoke a cigar for the big man later on. They don't call Cubans Americans either. Cubans they either refer to them as Hispanics or they refer to them as Cubans. But it's really interesting how they break this thing down. So you have all these different groups of black people under different banners, not realizing that they're all part of the same mix. So really, you probably got about 75 million African Americans there, black Americans. Don't even realize it. Calling themselves minorities. You know how many people voted for Trump?
How many?
60 million. 60 million people voted for Donald Trump. Population of America, the registered population of the United States is 325 million. That's the registered. Then obviously is the undocumented. So you could be up around 350 million. But let's just keep it at the documented. 325 million. 60 million people is less than 20%. Donald Trump got elected with less than 20% of the population's vote. More than 80% of the American people didn't vote for Trump. So how the hell is Trump become the president? That's the question. Now you think about it. Like I said, if people don't vote, you get shafted. So here it comes. This is the shaft that's coming. Because at the end of the day, you could have gone and crossed over and done something with your vote. And you could have done something really radical. But you didn't do anything with your vote. And now you're complaining. Because watch and see the people that come in with Trump. Watch and see the crew that he's bringing in. Because trust me, they're not going to build no wall for Mexico. They're not going to prosecute Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? It'll be business as usual. So I'm thinking to myself, everyone's out there waiting, looking for some messiah to come out of the sky. It's not going to happen either. You know, you think about it. The most powerful telescope, what they got, the Hubble telescope, looks right out into the heavens. Sorry, it doesn't look into the heavens. It looks out into space. Doesn't find heaven. Can't find heaven. And supposedly the Messiah is going to come back on a cloud. So, brother, how fast does a cloud go?
Pretty fast.
How fast is pretty fast? What, 1,000 miles an hour or more like 50 miles an hour? What do you reckon?
I reckon about a couple hundred, I reckon.
All right, so think about it on this level, all right? If we're 93 million miles away from the sun, and light travels at 186,000, miles per second? Here we are waiting for a man to come back on a cloud that's traveling at about 100 miles an hour. How many years will it take for the Messiah to come? There ain't no Messiah coming back, and everyone's waiting for this Messiah to come back. Now is time people have got to do for self. People got to get up and do for self. If there's one thing you got to say, people have become experts at complaining, protesting and complaining, not taking the right action to actually produce a result. That's where we're going wrong. Like I said, over here, we go out, we vote for Labour, not realising that the areas in London that has the highest rates of racial inequality are all Labour controlled. How does that work? Lambeth, Labour controlled. Haringey, Labour controlled. Tower Hamlets, Labour controlled. Brent, Labour controlled. The top 4 boroughs with racial inequality, at the highest racial inequality, right here are all controlled by Labour, with Labour MPs and Labour councillors. So why are we voting for Labour for? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, does it really? Flip over to the other side of the Atlantic. Black people vote for Democrats. They got Hillary, who refers to black men as being super predators. The prison population for black males tripled under her husband. The Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, was formed by Democrats. And black people go and vote for Democrats. We have to understand that some of these people that are telling us to do this voting stuff for these particular parties, they're wolves in sheep's clothing. We need to pull the sheet off them and get hip to the game. So here we are, post-Trump, post-Brexit, and the world is shifted to the right, not towards the righteousness.